the whole thing can be summed up. Chimaev will take him down.
He's a guy. He's just a human. Yeah, he's just a human. Like, Gilbert made him look human. Usman made him look human. I think DDP's gonna make him look human.
Former UFC champion Robert Whittaker called Khamzat Chimaev a beast as he seized up the highly anticipated middleweight title bout between Chimaev and current champion Dricus Du Plesis, set to headline UFC 319. Whittaker has a unique vantage point. He's faced both men inside the octagon. His fight against Du Plesis ended in a grueling war, while his clash with Chimaev at UFC 308 was over in the first round by a submission. That experience gives his opinion considerable weight. While he acknowledged Chimaev's ability to dominate early and secure takedowns, he pointed out that if the challenger can't finish Du Plesis on the ground before the champion gets back to his feet, it could spell trouble.
I'd have to say Dricus would be a favourite. He probably is a favourite, but I think I'm leaning towards Dricus. The whole thing can be summed up. Chimaev will take him down.
In his eyes, that's the key factor, the million-dollar question as he called it. If Du Plesis manages to survive the early storm, Whittaker believes he'll still be holding the belt after August 16th.
Yeah. Will he finish him before he gets back up? That's the million-dollar question. Because if he doesn't finish him on the ground, I think he loses.
Meanwhile, Caio Borralho, currently ranked 6th in the UFC middleweight division, offered a more nuanced analysis. Unlike some of the others, Borralho didn't firmly pick a side. Instead, he acknowledged the difficulty in predicting an outcome due to the unique strengths both men bring to the table. He admitted that Du Plesis had proved him wrong time and again in past fights, often outperforming expectations.
Actually, right now, it's hard to bet against DDP because he always shut my mouth, you know? I always bet against him and he always shut my mouth. So it's hard to bet against him, but it's hard to bet against Khamzat. It's just gonna be how prepared to the Khamzat style. That is not a wrestling style, it's a different thing. That's the mistake that people do a lot. They prepare to fight against a wrestler, and Khamzat it's not pure wrestling. He has a system, he does something different. He puts jiu-jitsu on the wrestling, so.
Yet, Borralho also recognized the raw power and unpredictability that Chimaev brings. For him, the matchup is less about choosing a favorite and more about understanding how each fighter prepares for the other's specific style.
He needs to be well prepared, not against a wrestler, but against this Khamzat style, and I don't know if he's gonna be ready for that.
That same sentiment was echoed by another seasoned competitor, Johnny Eblen, a top middleweight outside the UFC and a former Bellator champion. Eblen doesn't buy into the hype around Chimaev being some sort of unstoppable force. To him, Chimaev is just another fighter, dangerous, yes, but human. He pointed to previous fights where Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman both exposed vulnerabilities in Chimaev's game.
Like the boogeyman, like a guy to avoid.
He's not though. He's a guy. He's just a human. Yeah, he's just a human. Like, Gilbert made him look human. Usman made him look human. I think DDP's gonna make him look human, you know? Plus DDP's like a big physical guy. I don't think Khamzat's gonna just fucking manhandle him, you know? And also, his cardio is a little questionable. I don't think DDP's cardio is as questionable, you know? He gets tired, but like, he still has a lot of output. Like watching Chimaev with Usman, you know, third round, he was looking
and even Gilbert,
tired.
Yeah.
And Gilbert. He fought Gilbert like an idiot though. He fought Gilbert pretty dumb. Like he was like kind of letting him up, like trying to be exciting, I think.
For Eblen, it's not just about who hits harder or wrestles better, it's about experience, especially in 5-round wars. That's where he gives the edge to Du Plesis. The South African has fought bigger, more physically demanding opponents at middleweight throughout his career, while Chimaev is still adjusting to the weight class. Eblen also raised concerns about Chimaev's cardio, saying Du Plesis simply holds up better as the fight drags on, which could play a critical role in the championship rounds.
I like DDP's chances just because the guys he's fought and the rounds that he's put in.
Yeah.
Chimaev hasn't. Not to say it's going to be easy, and Chimaev's very, very tough, but I think DDP has more. He's more of a veteran when it comes to like these 5-round fights and like tough fights, and he's fought middleweight this whole time, whereas Chimaev's kind of coming up. He didn't even fight the only real middleweight he's fought is what's his name? Starts with a G. Is it
Gerald Meerschaert?
Yeah, Gerald Meerschaert.
TJ Dillashaw, a retired former two-time bantamweight champion, also weighed in, and his opinion followed a similar pattern. Despite recognizing Chimaev's high-level abilities and dangerous finishing skills, Dillashaw questioned whether the Chechen-born contender could sustain his explosive pace over 5 rounds. He emphasized the importance of training to control energy output and manage the body's response to high exertion, noting how Chimaev often fights at full throttle.
You know, I felt him. He's very tough.
Is he strong?
He's very tough, but he can go, and he's composed. You know, Khamzat's gotta he's gotta be composed. You can't just if you go for the kill and you don't get it, then you get a dump. You can't have those dumps in the world title fight.
He needs to work on top end red line stuff because he goes for the kill, and you can only do that for so long. You have to train that section, right? So everyone's heart rate, right? You get into the red zone, you start producing lactic acid, you get tired. The only way to make that better is to be in that red zone for as long as possible and train to be there longer. Also get used to it mentally. If he can start training that, he should listen to Armin because Armin's doing it with Sam Calavita now.
According to Dillashaw, that can't last forever, especially against someone like Du Plesis, who thrives in longer fights. He didn't rule out a victory for Chimaev, but strongly felt that without serious focus on cardio and training camp, Chimaev might find himself overwhelmed in the later rounds.
It'd be awesome if we can get Chimaev up there as well too. He would have, I would put a lot more money on Chimaev if he trains the right way for his cardio. If he doesn't train his cardio the right way, I think it's gonna be hard for him to put DDP away, and DDP's gonna get him in the later rounds and gas him out. That's my prediction.
Do we think DDP has better grappling and wrestling than Khamzat Chimaev?
No. Not grappling.
Do we think
Chimaev is better wrestling?
Do we think
grappling?
DDP has better striking than Khamzat Chimaev?
It's unorthodox and it's volume.
It's effective.
So let's go one at a time. Luke, yes or no? Do you think DDP is better striker than Khamzat Chimaev?
It's awkward. You know, rhythms are different, and everyone's rhythm matches up different.
TJ?
Technically, maybe not. Technically, but the way that he fights, yes, because it's...
Meanwhile, Baralho zeroed in on Chimaev's unorthodox approach to grappling. He noted that many opponents train to face traditional wrestlers, but Chimaev blends his wrestling with jiu-jitsu, creating a hybrid style that's difficult to prepare for. This unique method of attack could catch Du Plesis off guard, especially if his training camp didn't focus specifically on countering Chimaev's fusion of techniques. If Du Plesis fails to anticipate that early on, Baralho suggested the fight might not even reach the second round. It could end just as quickly as Chimaev's previous bout against Whitaker.
I feel that this fight can be as fast as the Whitaker fight. Really.
Oh, wow.
I think this fight can be really fast. But I can see this fight going to the second, the third round, and then I see some advantage for Dricus, you know what I mean?
Still, Baralho also made it clear that if Du Plesis can withstand that initial storm, things could dramatically shift. In his opinion, getting through the first round and a half would be crucial for the champion. Once that milestone is reached, Baralho sees fatigue setting in for Chimaev, opening the door for Du Plesis to mount a comeback and take over in the later stages of the fight. The outcome in his eyes depends almost entirely on how the first 7 to 8 minutes play out.
Do you feel like Dricus' size will be a problem at all, or not really?
Yeah, size and strength, you know? I think Khamzat, to make him stay on the ground and all that, and Dricus is not bad on the ground, you know? So to make him stay on the ground and all that, if Dricus can take 1.5 rounds or 2 rounds, maybe Khamzat would be fatigued for doing so much strength and all that, and then the fight's gonna get better to Dricus, you know?
The stakes for this title fight couldn't be higher. Not only is it the third middleweight title bout to take place in Illinois, but the UFC's return to Chicago marks its first visit to the city since 2019. And while fans remember the iconic fights of 2008 and 2018, there's a real sense that this showdown between Du Plesis and Chimaev could surpass both in terms of drama and significance.
They always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time. He's got tremendous grappling of his own. If Khamzat Chimaev thinks that he's going to go out there and just take down Dricus Du Plesis and just choke him out, right? Like he's some schmuck, like he doesn't know what he's doing, like he's not someone that choked out an entire black belt jiu-jitsu team one after the other, then I think Khamzat Chimaev will be in for a rude awakening. Now, of course, since Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds, he's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whitaker, that was so impressive. And I don't know why he was killing himself on the scales to make 170 in the first place.
For Chimaev, it's his first shot at UFC gold. For Du Plesis, it's his third title defense and a chance to further cement his legacy as the dominant force in the division.
Du Plesis, and I started 23. I'm being first time in the gym. You see all these fights, everything. So now we're gonna wait who is winning the fight and then take the belt.
Chimaev's path to the title fight has been fast but impressive, with a highlight reel win over Whitaker bolstering his reputation. However, his journey has also raised questions. While his early finishes are explosive, many wonder how he'll handle adversity if he can't end the fight early. He's never been tested in championship rounds, and critics argue that his cardio hasn't yet been pushed to the breaking point. Du Plesis, on the other hand, has proven time and again that he can survive tough spots, outlast opponents, and keep up a relentless pace even when exhausted.
The King of Africa, DDP, taking on Khamzat Chimaev.
I don't know anymore, man. I used to think, you know what, DDP's got him. But Chimaev is truly on a different level. I'm leaning towards DDP. Chimaev is a round one guy.
If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will.
I think DDP is going to do what he does best. He's going to be awkward.
It's going to be a my turn fight. I think DDP will start the first round with... This might sound like such a casual take. What do you think about DDP shooting on Chimaev? If you shoot at the same time, I'm going to head clash with you. Take fights on your terms. Yeah. If he gets the better of you, which he will, and if he takes you down, don't try and get back up. If you're going to end up on the ground, but you can decide, how does Chimaev work from full guard?
Why are you so intelligent?
What makes this matchup so compelling is how evenly matched it is in terms of what each fighter brings. Chimaev is explosive, dangerous, and unpredictable, with finishing ability in both his striking and grappling. Du Plesis is battle-tested, resilient, and deceptively strategic, with the kind of endurance that wears opponents down. It's not a classic striker versus grappler battle, nor is it a case of experience versus hype. It's both, and that's what's driving so much debate among fighters and fans alike.
He got a little bit tired, and against Kamaru Usman, well, he was kind of lucky to get that decision. I'm not talking shit about Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's phenomenal, but I think he's got some problems here going 5 rounds against Dricus Du Plesis. We've never seen him go 5 rounds, but we do know the man is a finisher. He is a phenom. He's a freak of nature. He's a strong son of a bitch. He's a great wrestler. He might not have the accolades of a bald nickel, but holy shit, when it comes to being effective, Khamzat Chimaev is right up there. He's one of the best finishers that we have in mixed martial arts right now. In fact, I will say the 2 best finishers in all of MMA right now, Tom Aspinall and Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, 14 fights, 12 stoppages, 2 decisions, as I said earlier. And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus Du Plesis straight away.
While many fans consider Chimaev's undefeated record and finishing ability as signs of a future champion, others are questioning whether he's truly ready for a 5-round war. UFC 319 will be only his 3rd scheduled 5-round fight, and he's never seen the 4th or 5th round in actual competition. That unknown variable has become a major talking point. Even Michael Bisping, a former UFC middleweight champion himself, voiced concern over how Chimaev might fare if the fight drags on.
But we do know the man is a finisher. He is a phenom. He's a freak of nature. He's a strong son of a bitch. He's a great wrestler. He might not have the accolades of a bald nickel, but holy shit, when it comes to being effective, Khamzat Chimaev is right up there. He's one of the best finishers that we have in mixed martial arts right now. In fact, I will say the 2 best finishers in all of MMA right now, Tom Aspinall and Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, 14 fights, 12 stoppages, 2 decisions, as I said earlier. And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus Du Plesis straight away. And that's his best bet. Now, Dricus Du Plesis, this man's on fire, right? He's 23-2 overall. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's got 10 wins in the UFC. And of course, this will be his 3rd title defense.
He recognizes Chimaev's dominance, but the step up in cardio and mental toughness required to go the distance could prove to be a challenge against someone as gritty as Du Plesis.
With respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Adding another layer to the narrative, Darren Till is now paying close attention to this matchup. With a unique connection to both fighters, Darren Till was naturally asked for his thoughts on the Du Plesis versus Chimaev showdown. While acknowledging Du Plesis' hard work, strength, and unorthodox fighting style, Till ultimately leaned toward Chimaev as the likely victor. He expressed confidence that Chimaev could finish the fight within 2 rounds, despite recognizing the toughness of the matchup.
With respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Meanwhile, Sean Strickland doubled down on his belief that Du Plesis will hand Chimaev his first career loss. Drawing from his own sparring experience with Chimaev, Strickland acknowledged the Swede's grappling skill but believes it can be neutralized. He emphasized that while Chimaev's wrestling is strong,
you know what's hard? So those little Chechen
I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, like, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me, who I've been training with these for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them.
According to Strickland, if Du Plesis can stop the takedown and successfully counter wrestle, he'll win the fight without question. He doesn't think that task is as difficult as many believe, and pointed out that he's been able to handle Chimaev in training settings. Strickland is confident that Du Plesis has the tools to do the same.
So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I mean, I sparred the Chechen whore, like, hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to, like, are you gonna be able to, like, stop that counter? Are you gonna be able to counter wrestle? And like, you can, it's not hard, you just gotta, like, it's not hard, but you know, I've been training these little terrorists for forever, so it's like, I just gotta know how to do it.
While Chimaev's meteoric rise has been nothing short of spectacular, Du Plessis' journey has been equally impressive. The South African has overcome serious adversity, including a breathing condition that once limited his oxygen intake to just 8% through his nose. Despite that, he's racked up wins over tough opponents like Derek Brunson and Darren Till. His toughness and ability to power through difficult situations have made him one of the most respected fighters in the division. Now that his breathing issue has been corrected, Du Plessis is expected to perform at an even higher level.
If the ref doesn't say stop, I'm not stopping. And that is the question that me as a modern day gladiator has to ask myself. Am I still willing to die? Absolutely, that's easy. It's, are you willing to kill a man in front of his family? Yes, I am. And that's why I'm the world champion. Because I say yes to that answer, that question every single time.
Building on the growing list of predictions, Robert Whittaker offered his take on how the fight could play out, expressing skepticism about Dricus Du Plesis' ability to defend against Khamzat Chimaev's relentless takedowns.
Man, Chimaev, how do you stop his takedown? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think Dricus will stop Chimaev's takedown.
Okay.
I like it. It's like, oh, hey, trust me, it's kept me up at night. I've been just running it back.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a way, but it's tricky. Okay, because once he gets his hand on you, once you back up on that fence, he's going to stay there on you. Now, can he do that? Can he? Because I believe he will get Dricus down. He will control him for a round. But if he can't put him away, what does he look like coming out in round 2?
Yeah.
And then, let's say he does it again. What does he look like coming out in round 3?
Additionally, Whittaker pointed out that Dricus Du Plesis is capable of maintaining a relentless pace, displaying strong cardio and endurance from start to finish.
And Dricus, like, he's got a gas tank.
Yeah.
He's got that dog in him. He can. If you don't put him away, he'll keep fighting. Like, he'll keep coming at you with his bombs and his punches and his kicks. He'll keep doing it, like, until the bell rings. And I think that's one of his superpowers.
Yeah.
I guess that's the biggest thing in play for this fight. It's just like what Chimaev does with the takedowns, because I believe there is no doubt in my mind that he gets them. Or what does he do with them?
And, you know, it's continuously still a question what comes up.
Weighing in on the matchup, Israel Adesanya described it as a fight fans won't want to miss and voiced his backing for Dricus Du Plesis. He commended Du Plesis for his impressive power and expressed confidence in his chances against Khamzat Chimaev.
I think Khamzat with DDP will be next.
How do you see that fight? DDP, like the last skip by now at 185 pounds, it's different, man. When he beat Robert Whittaker, I'm like, I'm never going to contest it out again. He does a crazy as
He's just stubborn. It's even funny to watch. I give him all the respect. He's so good at what he does. I've said, what did I say before? Like, he's the best fighter in the world. Can't wait till I fight again just because there's some things I want to try.
And there you have it. Every expert, every angle, every wild card laid out. Will Khamzat smash his way to UFC gold? Or will Dricus once again prove the world wrong and remain champion? One thing's for sure. This is not the fight to miss. Let us know your pick in the comments. Chimaev or Du Plesis? Smash that like button if you're hyped for UFC 319. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a fight breakdown, hot take, or prediction. UFC 319 is coming, and the beast is about to be tested. See you fight night.